Welcome to another edition of Getting to Know the Board. Um, these are conversations with the president. My name is James Fang, the current president of the Heart Failure Society of America, and I want to introduce one of our board members to you, Anekwe Onwuanyi. Anekwe, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
Well, I want to start off by simply asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself professionally. Where are you? What do you do? How did you get there?
So I am currently at the Moore School of Medicine in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm the chief of cardiology and also a professor of medicine. And I've been in this position for about a decade. Um, and while I've been here, we've successfully started a cardiology fellowship training program in the last 8 years. And successfully graduated some really excellent cardiologists. But my journey began from New York City at Harlem Hospital Center, part of the Columbia College of Physicians of Surgeons, where I trained as an internal medicine, trained in the internal medicine program, and then subsequently cardiology fellowship, and served on the attending staff at Columbia and Harlem, and then went to Mount Sinai before coming down to Atlanta, essentially to really see if I could start a cardiology fellowship training program. So that has been my journey. And, so currently I am involved in quite a significant administrative work, managing the section, and as well as still engaged in daily clinical practice in heart failure, as well as some general cardiology.
Well, you clearly enjoy what you do. You've done it for 10 years now. So if you didn't enjoy it, you would have gotten out of it a long time ago. Well, you're obviously a member of the board of the Heart Failure Society. And so, heart failure is your chosen discipline. And I want to ask you, what is it about the discipline that you and I have decided to practice for a lifetime that you have found so compelling? As I asked you earlier, you and I could have been interventional cardiologists, right?
So it is really, for me, a simple, um, you know, um, assessment. I feel that having looked at all the areas of cardiology, that the final common pathway of a variety, virtually all cardiovascular disease is really heart failure, how the heart performs. So I really appreciate the work of our colleagues in the interventional arena, EP, um, but ultimately, um, it is the heart failure specialist that really deals with that final common pathway of the impact of all of these various entities on the myocardium. And that's why, I've felt really comfortable in that role. And, it's also a question of job security that, we'll just wait at the end and take care of patients. But more seriously, I think it is an important part of the disease process or the cardiovascular disease spectrum to help to really protect the myocardium as much as possible and to prevent and ameliorate the burden of the various cardiovascular disease. And heart failure comes to me very easy and straightforward. And, and that's why I've loved it from right after training. And I've been involved, in this space for a long time.
It's a little bit like being the chief of cardiology, right?
Yeah, yes,
You're a
yes.
chief of cardiology for your patient, right? Many analogies. Well, that's a perfect transition to my next question, which is our society. You and I have been part of the society for many years. This is a society that means a lot to us. But, you know, there are many societies you and I can belong to and be part of. And whether it's the HA, the ACC, ISHLT, you know, I could go on and on, right? But what is it about HFSA that, you know, you have found so compelling?
The HFSA to me, actually, as I've been a member for, I can't recount, maybe more than 20, in the 20s, something of that nature, years. And I've found it to be my professional home in a lot of ways. Um, and it is not too big, and it is not too, it started small, but it's not too small. And it allows me the opportunity to really get to meet and know people and to have kind of a closer one-on-one conversation. Or and of course, it's germane to what I do on a daily basis. My love for heart failure as a subspecialty, and that has been one of the reasons I've been a member for this long, right out of fellowship training.
Well, to your point, yeah, many things that you've just said really resonate with me. It is a passion of ours, and you know, we don't have a lot of time to volunteer, right? Our time, but to volunteer for this organization, I think, is um, very fulfilling because of what the society is here to do. And to your point, I just love the people, right? It's just so much fun to work with people who are like-minded, who really, you know, find this discipline so compelling. Well, let me ask you, what do you like to do when you're not chief of cardiology, when you're not volunteering for the Heart Failure Society of America, and when you're not taking care of patients? What do you like to do?
You know, I I like competitive, you know, activities, and for quite some time, I played organized soccer up to college level back where I
Oh,
trained
wow.
where I trained in Nigeria, and I just love competition and sports, and it doesn't matter what kind of sports, as long as there is, it could be golf, it could be bowling, it could be anything, swimming. So when I couldn't play regularly anymore, that's what I spent my time doing. Luckily, my one of my sons played competitive soccer to in the youth soccer program, and I kept traveling all over the country to be with him during his soccer, you know. So that was an interesting period, and then I I um I still do daily exercise every day, 7 days a week. So that also keeps me active. So yeah, so that's one thing I like to do when I'm not. But the other things I like to do is spend time with the family and friends, and engage in a lot of light-hearted conversation. So that's also important with me because I know that it is part of a journey, and you we make a lot of sacrifice, but I think you got to have a balance with well-being and with the people that you love and care about. I think that puts the work in perspective, and and the sacrifice in perspective.
Well, that's very well said. So it sounds like you live through your boys vicariously, huh? For
Yeah,
the for
I,
the
I
for the
by the
competition.
way, yeah, I have two sons and a daughter. I actually have a set of twins, a boy and a
Ah,
girl, and you know they both graduated this year from two
congratulations.
different. Thank you. So I spent the last 2 weeks traveling the country for graduation. One in New York, the other one in North Carolina. I was just lucky they didn't put the graduation on the same day.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, let me conclude by asking you my hardest question. What movie? What is your favorite movie? What movie would you call your favorite?
You know, I have to fill this last question because I'm not really a movie person. You know, I watch different things and program. Sometimes I do more with contemporary, programs. But let me think a little bit about movies. Um,
But how about
I
TV show? What is your favorite TV show? CNN.
a lot of things come to mind. But let me say the movie have um really liked ah I've kind of drawn a blank now. But in terms of TV shows, yeah, I do like current affairs. You know, I
Okay.
like to know what's going on in the world. So CNN is one of the stations that I do watch. You know, but I do get my information from multiple sources. But current affairs is something I catch up on, you know,
Yeah.
because I think I'm a creature of the world. We can't just ignore what's going on around us. So I want to keep up to date with current affairs. So, yeah, so that's what
That's
I would say. I
okay.
spend some time doing.
Oh, that's fantastic. You know, when I get asked that question, I do think I actually love movies. I watch probably too many. But my favorite movie of all time, which my wife knows because she gets bored by it, is The Godfather.
Okay, I like The Godfather. Tell your brother. I've watched The Godfather so many times
Yeah,
that
with
you know
Marlon Brando.
yes,
it's such a movie about a family.
yes, I
And
love that movie.
yeah.
You know,
So
you helped me out here. Godfather. Yeah.
it's a great movie. Well,
Yeah.
Anekwe, thank you so much for spending just a few minutes with me. I really believe that these series of interviews with our board will really make us as a board more palpable and more like people, to our membership. So thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next board meeting.
Thank you, Jim, for doing this, and I appreciate it.